Giving me an up-close and personal view. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the JoAnne Powell Show. I'm JoAnne. We are coming to you from the World Center Broadcast Media, WCOBM.TV, Hollywood. We are taking a look at the LA riots. It was 25 years ago when the city erupted. So the streets were full of angry people. They were looting businesses. They were burning down businesses and destroying businesses. During the riot, what sparked the riot was the acquittal of 4 white police officers who were shown on video beating black motorist Rodney King. That was at the foundation of what sparked the LA riots. Hundreds of businesses definitely were looted and destroyed. 53 people were killed and thousands were injured. Take a look and listen.
Trust in America. We lost honor. We lost everything.
Immediately after that day of chaos and whatnot, my father's reaction to us, he no longer felt safe, so he took us to Mexico. And when I came back, I remember the shock that we had when we walked on Vermont.
Maria Muniz was 5 years old during the riots. Her house was burned down and her father's business destroyed.
The economical and emotional strain that it took on both of my parents was so much to the point that they ended up having to be divorced.
My initial shock over the verdicts was followed immediately by knowing and thinking that Korean store owners in South LA are going to be scapegoated over this verdict.
25 years ago, Bonwon Kim was a part of a Black Korean alliance formed after the fatal shooting of a 15-year-old African-American teen, Latasha Harlins. She was shot by Korean shop owner Sung Ja-ju. Ju was charged and convicted of the shooting, but the judge sentenced her to probation instead of jail time. The shooting happened 13 days after the release of the Rodney King beating video. This, coupled with the Rodney King case, became a powder keg that erupted into the LA riots.
Memories for me was also a 16-year-old boy named Eddie Lee. He volunteered at our center, and on the second day or third day, when Korean store owners realized that the police were nowhere to be found, that they took up arms and defended their own stores. And Eddie Lee heard that one store was about to be looted and that we had to go and defend that store. He was caught in the crossfire and he died. He was 16 years old. 700 Korean American families lost their businesses through no fault of their own overnight. And that is exactly what happened.
The late Daryl Gates was police chief at the time. When the riots broke out, Gates was at a fundraiser in Brentwood.
And once the incident erupted, what many people do not know is that it erupted citywide.
25 years ago, Bernard Parks was the LAPD deputy chief.
We were feeling the same thing. I mean, when I was standing in front of Parker Center, most of that evening and the morning hours, we were hoping to get some resources there to assist us in keeping the building from being burned.
May 1st was day 3 of the riots. The National Guard and other law enforcement officials from agencies across the state started arriving in town. Rodney King gave his famous plea.
People, I just want to say, you know, can we all get along? Can we get along? Setting these fires and things, it's just not right. We'll get our justice. They've won the battle, but they haven't won the war. We'll have our day in court, and that's all we want.
A year after the riots, Rodney King had his day in federal court. 2 of the LAPD officers were found guilty of civil rights violations, King was awarded $3.8 million in damages. Rodney King died June 17, 2012. He was found dead in his swimming pool. Police say alcohol and drugs contributed to King's accidental drowning.
It would be a real mistake on my part if I didn't find my spot in history before I leave this earth.
One of the things as the chief that I want to make sure is that my children never go through, never have the feeling that I had that night of being unable to serve the city, about being unable, to provide public safety.
Chief Beck was a sergeant working in internal affairs with the LAPD when the riots broke out.
Of all of this is that I go home and my wife said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "Well, I came home." And she says, "Come and see what's on TV." And there's Reginald Denny being dragged out of his truck. And I turned around and I got back in my car and I drove downtown. As I was driving back downtown, I could start to see the illumination of the city, the back illumination from the fires. I've been a Los Angeles police officer for a long time, and I've never felt ashamed of being a Los Angeles police officer, except for that day. I just saw us being ineffective. Gates and Bradley didn't speak for 2 years prior to the riots. There was no interaction. I don't understand how you could police a city without having a relationship with the political structure.
Gates ended up leaving office in June following the riots. He was criticized for how he handled the riots. Willie Williams from Philadelphia PD became LA's top cop. He was the first African American to head the department. He brought with him his passion for community policing. This approach strengthens relationships between officers and residents, something LAPD continues to work on. Williams spent one term as chief. Community leaders and others have seen marked improvements to the department since the riots.
Community-based policing has been the decades in the making. As a result of charter reform, we have leaders that turn over on a regular basis, so they're going to be more accountable to the voters and the general public.
Every day I get to see residents and young people that continue to stay in this community and invest all of their energy and their efforts to improving and bringing up the quality of life.
We went and got plans and building permits. We were one of the very first, if not the first, to actually take out a building permit because my father thought it was very important to demonstrate that we never give up.
We tend to focus in on that moment in which the city burned. We don't tend to focus in on the years in which we've been trying to rebuild trust and relationships and organizing in this great city.
Anybody that has any perspective and any introspection has to recognize how much better this city is.
The riots destroyed or damaged more than 1,000 buildings in the Los Angeles area, costing more than $1 billion. Since then, community leaders have come together to rebuild LA, creating stronger bonds throughout the city.
With enough optimism to go to the next stage, with enough pessimism to say that nothing happens without pressure. You must have the demand or you will be ignored. So I think that I will remember it as a time where the demand exploded.
When we come back, hear a woman's story of how she kept children safe when LA erupted. You're watching The JoAnne Powell Show.
If you are an adult that began college and has not finished your college degree, let me put it to you straight. If your lifestyle and your standard of living is not becoming to you, then you should be coming to us, Oakwood University Elite Program. We are the fast, flexible adult degree completion program for the busy adult, like you.
Register today. Go to oakwoodleap.com or call 256-726-7098. It's time to leap.
For years, people have trusted McKay's Family Mortuary. We're part of your community and we'll take care of the details. We offer a variety of memorial services, including sea scattering and cremation. According to the Federal Trade Commission, the average funeral cost is over $9,000. We have complete funeral chapel service starting at only $31.25, casket included. Direct cremation starting at only $9.95. Visit one of our 5 locations and meet our caring and diverse staff. McKay Family Mortuary. Let us be the shoulder to lean on.
Thanks to Oakwood University and the LEAP program, I have now a college degree. So to the Spanish-speaking members of this community who feel that the LEAP program is something you should consider, I would say, ánimo a la universidad. Considere el programa LEAP de Oakwood University.
Go to oakwoodleap.com or call 256-726-7098.
Seize the day scuba for your best scuba experience above and below the sea. You'll find friendly staff, experienced PADI certified instructors, and state-of-the-art scuba equipment and gear. Join our dive club and we'll help you plan memorable scuba excursions. Immerse yourself. Seize the day scuba, serving Southern California. Call 949-220-0500 to create your scuba experience.
When I first started into the program, yes, I had doubts. I was really impressed with Oakwood University, with the faculty and the staff and the student body. It was a really good experience, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone who was thinking about going back and finishing their degree.
Register today. Go to oakwoodleap.com or call 256-726-7098.